Hi again. In the last video I was talking about Tupac Shakur, who faked his death undoubtedly. Now this is industry hoax revealed. Talks about a lot of stuff that we think is factual, but is in fact all theatrical stunt. So, this is a video called Tupac Never Existed. It's just saying that he was. Basically, it just shows that his mother has ties to the intelligence services, the CIA, because Black Panthers was massively infiltrated by the FBI, COINTELPRO, and because of that, Tupac was also in this program. This is very, very controversial stuff, because the argument is that his whole life that we used to see on television, it was all theatre, all fiction. He wasn't who he said he was. Now, that doesn't mean he's not a good rapper and all that. He's a great rapper, maybe one of the best, but you just gotta consider what we think we know is not to be the case.
Download your favourite podcasts and listen uninterrupted. Try YouTube Premium
Don't
on
plan on
us.
playing the whole video. Trying to find some segments in this video that might be relevant to what I'm talking about.
Are you discovering the truth? Well, I'm
books in the library, but the people that were in the jail couldn't read it. So I can't say that she had any kind of freedom at all, because they...
Panther 21 was a group of Black Panther members accused of planning coordinated bombing and long-range rifle attacks on 2 police stations and a Board of Education office in New York City. This was another blatantly fake trial. The only detail we're given at Wikipedia is that the prosecution read Chairman Mao's Little Red Book.
What I'm about to play discusses his background, his social security number.
The Panther 21 trials were a hoax, so this would make Afeni's prison time fake, and we were given entertainment identities. Therefore,
I encourage people to subscribe to this channel and watch the whole 29 videos. But it's hard to argue with what this guy is saying. I may not agree with every single thing, but we just have to have an open mind. I'm always open to things that I thought was the truth, but it wasn't. So let's play it now.
Tupac's real legal birth name is unknown and never will be publicly disclosed. Some CIA operatives assume fake names to match the documents. I believe from birth Tupac was given a fake identity and pushed through the public school system, while behind the scenes he was privately taught. How can you tell someone is a CIA agent? This person says I can't think of one trait that all agents have. The 2 in my immediate family are extremely eloquent and well-spoken. They are really into politics and know what's going on in the world. Both speak a foreign language. Both have one of those faces that could fit in anywhere, and a good understanding of what makes people tick. If Tupac was an agent provocateur with a fake identity, then it's likely he wasn't really 25 years old. Why would the CIA give us real personal information if it's an operation? Let's take his social security number, for example. He was allegedly born in New York. His social security number is said to be 546-47-8539.
Interesting. 47. Government 47. Agent 47.
As we look up how social security numbers were given, it says prior to 1973, social security numbers were assigned by our field offices. The number merely established that his or her card was issued by one of our offices in that state. Tupac was allegedly born in 1971. The first numbers of the social security number for people born in New York are 050134, but Tupac's social security number is listed as him being born in California, with the number of 545573, which means the created number is one of someone that's born in California, not New York. Maybe this is why he loved California so much.
When I sat in that prison cell up in New York City,
Pattern of adopting a fake name your whole life and then dying or faking your death, going to the sunset. It's a common theme amongst most intelligence services. What they do when they recruit people. It doesn't have to be for a military op or intelligence op. They can use them. They can use them in the mainstream media. They can use them in the music industry. I mean, there's probably a lot of these fake, you know. Probably a lot of rappers are to have ties with intelligence services. We don't know.
All I could think about was California and how much I love California and Sunset Boulevard and Crenshaw and Long Beach, everything just, oh man, the 101, the 110, everything. I just love California. Roscoe's, El Polo Loco, Taco Bell, everything. I love California. That's all I thought about. I used to have a homie send me pictures of just California, just the streets and stuff. So when I came out and Dre had this beat in the song, I was like, this is the song for me. California love. I want to put California back on the map because the East Coast like screaming out West New York, and they kind of like disrespecting the West Coast. So I'm gonna put it back down to the West Coast to show like we ain't really tripping off.
Rapper was born. At the same time, Death Row Records was established. To me, the Black Panther operation was over, and now. Another thing I find odd is Tupac's alleged birth certificate was issued at the start of his career. As if they're saying Tupac Shakur, the rapper, was born. At the same time, Death Row Records was established. To me, the Black Panther operation was over, and now they're implementing it into hip-hop to further push the racial tension with Tupac. In my mind, Death Row Records was never meant to have longevity. This is why the main acts were Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Tupac. Everyone else lacks the promotion, as the stage was only being set for Tupac.
Layla introduced me to Adrian Gregory, who was managing Digital Underground. He was like, I'm gonna send you to Digital Underground. They're in the studio. You just rap for Shock G on the spot. If he like you, then I'll pick you up. Yeah, I just walked in, rap for him. He's like, okay, good, you're in. Boom, boom, boom. I'll see you later.
Come on. Hey, let me tell you one of my favorite Tupac stories. When Tupac was in his mother's womb, I was selling Black Panther newspapers to raise money to get out of prison.
Wow. Yeah, my father was in the Black Panther Party, and I actually was raised in.
Watch yoga videos ad-free and practice uninterrupted. Try YouTube Premium on us.
You can dramatically lower the chances of a burglary by protecting your home with a Very Sure Smart Alarm. Right now, we are offering a discount of 50% off the installation of our monitored alarm.
Of Alice Faye Williams pulls her up as Alice Faye Williams. Note the misspell.
Alice Faye Williams is Afeni Shakur, for those that don't know. Tupac's mother, Black Panther Party.
Called middle name. We know it's her because it says she worked at the Black Panther Party. Right, as if it were a business and she was on the payroll. It doesn't show her being related to Tupac, Jarrell, or her husband at the time of her death, Gus Davis, which is odd. It does show her being related to a Janice Williams, and an Intellius search on Janice shows her being related, in turn, to an Alice Burleson. An Intellius search on that name brings up an Alice Faye Burleson, age 70, who has also worked at the Black Panther Party. Intellius is clearly messing with us, sending us off on a wild goose chase for the fun of it. All of this points to the obvious observation that names are being intentionally fudged and hidden with no good explanation. Tupac's body was quickly cremated with no funeral. Maybe they thought his family members weren't good enough actors to fake sadness at his fake funeral. Think of the transparent absurdity of the Michael Jackson funeral, where the kids, especially, never had the right face on.
Now this is very controversial. Michael Jackson. I mean, again, I'm not going to say he's alive, but like, I'm not saying every celebrity that dies fakes their death, but there's some that do. And they're saying Michael Jackson might be another one. I mean, interestingly, it shows them smiling. For those, if you can't see, shows them smiling. I don't know why they're smiling at their own brother's funeral. is this all? Is it all theatre? You know, these public funerals that we take place.
And thus, having the service would risk giving away the whole thing. The cremation bit sounds like a half-baked story to explain away there being no funeral. Tupac not dying also explains the inconsistencies in his coroner's report, such as the fact that it lists his weight as 215 pounds, while his driver's license says 168 pounds. That's a pretty big difference.
I mean, this is another giveaway. This shows that Tupac didn't die. It was all staged. Now, for those that are asking, how could he fake his death? Well, there's only one way. If you're one of their operatives, intelligence operatives, an agent of sorts, then you can pretty much fake your death. If you're an agent. If you're not, then you can't, because you'll get caught. But I mean, God knows where he is. I would say he's in South America somewhere, but the reason why we're never gonna find him, because he's one of theirs. Unlikely he'll ever be revealed to the world ever, because these people who carry out these operations and then fake their deaths will live private lives, never to be heard or seen.
In fact, it's a difference of 47 pounds. Other skeptics say this was a slip-up by the forgers, but it's not a slip-up at all. It's an intentional signal. 47 is year one of the CIA, and we have seen that number all over the place with these projects.
On Twitter, the CIA continues mocking the public, tweeting, "No, we don't know where Tupac is." Notice the date of the tweet, July 7th, 2014, the 7th month, the 7th day, 2014, 2 plus 0, plus 1, plus 4, equals 7, there's the 777. They're laughing at the fans. The CIA knows exactly where Tupac is.
For further evidence, when they first released Tupac's coroner's report, they blacked out the first 3 and last 4 digits of Tupac's SSN, but leaves the middle 2 visible. Guess what those numbers are? 47. Why wouldn't they just black out his entire SSN? Because it's a signal. It's marking this whole charade as an intelligence project.
He literally was not who he claimed to be. It was all a role, a characterization. The same for his alleged mother. Agents are issued out to carry out psyops that mislead and misinform the general public and keep them unaware as to the actual agenda taking place. This Tupac character served more than one role. His was to be both an instrument in the collapse of the black community, an advocate for government antagonism, and
okay. If you look at his life, he started out as a Black Panther rapper, and then 94, 5, 6, he takes a massive transition. He ends up being a gangster rapper. Instead of preaching about, black issues, he ends up talking about gangster lifestyle, glorifying violence. Now, I know sometimes it can be seen as a form of art, gangster rap and all that, but the East Coast West Coast thing, which I'll cover in another video, it seems that it made people in the West Coast be anti-New York. It made people in the East be anti-California or anti-West. So it was creating tension deliberately, because there's one way to control people. They just find different different ideas to plant in people's heads. You're for the West Coast, you're for the East Coast. It's a bit like you're for Democrats, you're for Republicans, you're for United States, or you're for the Soviet Union. making people choose different sides, but not realizing both sides are working together.
To make rap mainstream. His alleged family and lineage are not as heroic and prim of the heart-tugging Black Panther narrative that's been told. Tupac comes from a bloodline of informants who have worked for the CIA. Notice how all of the Shakurs are under aliases, and are not their actual government names. It is only to give an indication that they are fulfilling a role, and are characters being used in these movements. Tupac, Afeni, Asada, etc., all Shakurs, all under aliases, rather than their real government names, and coincidentally all have ties to the Central Intelligence Agency. This whole time we thought that Tupac was against the government, when in reality he works with them. His entire career and life was a staged event. When it comes time for character proverbial assassination to occur, he began releasing material giving clues as to what's to come, fled the country and took his millions with him, and because he is connected to the federal agencies, he never has to worry about being caught. Tupac was not even his real name.
Like I say, this is 29 chapters talking about Tupac. Now there's some videos that are not available, a few, don't know why, but I encourage people to watch this whole video. When I upload this video, I would send a link up so people can watch this for themselves. Decide for yourself. Don't believe what I say, don't believe what anyone says, just use your mind, use your own mind and just judge yourself.